Let's be honest, Windows sucks, Mac OS sucks, Linux sucks. Whatever computer operating system you're using, it sucks. And that's because the graphical user interface just doesn't give you that same power that the shell terminal has. And today I'm going to be teaching you the very basics of how to use the Linux terminal, or the Chrome OS terminal, or even the PowerShell to some extent. And that'll be using a very special language called Bash. Whether you've never touched the terminal before, or you've typed a couple of random commands you found online, this video will give you a solid foundation. So let's start controlling your computer like a pro. So, what is Bash? Bash is a command line shell. It interacts with your operating system, and it comes pre-installed on most Linux systems. It actually comes pre-installed on Mac OS, on Chrome OS, and you can install it on Windows through WSL, Windows Subsystem for Linux, which is what I'll be using for the rest of this video. Think of it as a language you can use to talk to your computer directly, rather than having to rely on the faff of using the interface. Once you start, it can be way faster than the interface. So let's try this. So open the terminal, search for terminal, or if you're on Windows, you can use PowerShell, or you can use WSL. I can do a different video about how to install WSL if you want. If you would like that, put it down in the comments. And once you're inside, you'll see something a bit like this. Although that hashtag will likely be a $sign. And I'll explain why in a moment. This is called the prompt. And it's telling us, hey, I'm ready for your command. So let's try telling it to do something. Whoa. So there you go, your first command, echo. Basically prints whatever you input. This has uses. It's not useful in its current state, but I will go into the other uses later on. But whatever you type, goes. So that's your first command. Well done. Now, most of this is working with files and directories. You know your computer is split into files. For example, you've got my C disk, files and folders, right? So, how does this help us? Well, here are a few commands to help you navigate your folders. pwd. This one prints where you are, basically. So currently I'm at root. ls shows every single file in the folder. There's nothing in the folder. cd changes to a place in the folder. Or if you use ... that goes back a folder. So where am I now? I'm still at root. So where am I now? I'm at the very base of the tree. If I list, oh, look at that, we've got some folders. So once you've found your directory, what do you do next? Let's make some files. The first command you need to know is touch. Now I don't quite know why it's called this, but if you do touch myfile.txt, it will make that file. You can see it there in the folder. So that's how you make an empty file. How do you make an empty folder? mkdir. stands for make directory, but they like shortening stuff. So mkdir, that's one of the ones you're going to have to remember. It will come in very useful later. Mkdir, that makes a new folder. So what do we want to call our folder? Let's call it Hello World. So let's list now. We've got a folder and we've got a file. Okay. So I don't know. Maybe this is the wrong place to put them. How do we delete them again? Well, for this, you can use rm. Stands for remove. So if you do rm myfile.txt, let's have a look. Oh, it's not there anymore. And if we do rmdir, stands for remove directory. We don't want the hello world directory anymore. Poof, it's gone. And I'm using the ls here just to show you what's in those folders. So that's how to make empty files, right? But how do you read and write the files? So far, with ls, cd, mkdir, touch, rmdir, rm, and pwd, you can organize your entire computer without leaving the terminal, which is great. But what if you want to do things with the particular files? So we're going to make another file. We're going to call it myfile2.txt. Is it in the folder? My bad. Yes, it is. You can see it right here. So we're going to use this command, which is nano. This will come in a lot, and I mean a lot. I think it's the number one command I use, along with cd. So this opens up a little editor where you can type in anything you want. There you go. And if you do ctrl-s, that will save it, wrote 2 lines. Ctrl-x will exit it. And you can do another command. So that's how we add and remove text. It's how we edit the file. I don't want to edit the file. I just want to print it. So what do? We do this cat command. Don't know what that stands for. I presume it's something like concatenate. But the cat command prints everything in that file. Hello world, I love MAAN TECH. Thank you, I love me too. And just between you and me, there's a little secret thing. If I want to add some text to a file, you can use that echo command again. Here's one of its cool uses. And you can write something. So I'm going to write, I can use bash, right? So run that normally, we'll just print it. But if we do this double arrow, and then the name of a file, it doesn't print. So what will happen if we look in that file now? Look at that, it's added it to a new line. So that's very useful for logs or quick notes. You can just add something quickly. You don't even need to open our nano editor. Now, how can we use bash for things that don't directly affect our computer? So my computer's internet is a bit, laggy. Let's say I want to know how the internet is running right now. So I can do ping google.com, and that will keep sending data to what I specified, google.com. Make it whatever you like. Just don't make it something that will crash or look at your IP address or anything. As you can see, this data is sending pretty quickly. And then this is another useful tip. Not a command, but probably use more than a command. If you ever need to stop something, do ctrl-c. I know that's usually for copy, but in bash, ctrl-c, that stops the command immediately. So that's very useful. And also, if you have Python installed, you can do Python 3 my pyfile.py, and that will run the file. But obviously, I don't have that yet. But you can check if you have that by running this command. If not, go install Python. It's honestly so useful. I'll be doing some videos on that in the future. Yes, I think I've covered all the commands you need to know. But there are some really, really cool things you can do with commands. So, you know the ls command, right? You can combine commands. So if you use this symbol, which should be shift backslash, it is on my keyboard. It should be on most. So that little pipe symbol, and then do another command. You have just been given a list of all the files in the folder, but they're in a kind of organized list, which is really easy to see. And to exit this window, all you need to do is click Q and you're back to your terminal. Another thing you can do is you can direct your outputs to a file using a single forward arrow like this. Now, we've got a new thing, files.txt. Let's read it. Oh, look at that. We have 2 files. And as you can see, that is exactly the same as that, because we've just done this command into this file. But this way, even if we clear our terminal, oops, you will still be able to read. You'll still be able to get the output of that command when you need it. And chaining things together is the most useful part of bash, and that's why it is so important. So yeah, I'm just going to share one more secret with you now, and that is Ctrl-L. That clears your terminal. So if you do some really embarrassing command, oh dear, and you've got people looking over your shoulder, it never happened. Like, you guys did not just see that. So yeah, that is bash. And you should learn it because it makes repetitive tasks faster. It's used in programming. It's used in system admin, cybersecurity. That's what I really love using it for. And it can even be used for automation. And with the commands I've showed you today, you can do 90% of things you might do in the terminal. So that's your quick introduction to bash. We've covered what it is, how to navigate it, how to create and manage files, run programs, chain commands, and in future videos we'll dive deeper into everything you can do to it. So if you found this video helpful, hit like and subscribe for more tech tutorials like this one. I can see how many people subbed on this video, and those are the people that are asking for another video covering new and exciting commands. Drop a comment. What things would you like me to cover next? What would you like to know how to do? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.